This is the Riot Squadcast.
Did the Dodgers win?
A supporter-driven show dedicated to LA Galaxy news, information, and opinions. Here's your hosts, Ed Rodriguez and Chris Zero Cool Tucker.
Welcome to the Riot Squadcast. My name is Ed Rodriguez. Oh, man. I laugh to avoid crying.
Ben, you should apologize to the people for your tardiness.
I apologize for our tardiness. It is my fault. It's my fault also that you can see us on YouTube. You can see us. If you're on the tweet machine, you can see us. We're live.
Just out of the book of faces.
Nope.
Fuck Zuckerberg.
But it's fine. Yeah.
Facebook is dead, man. I told you.
Down with the androids.
Yeah, it's done. You gotta get with me in the, what do they call millennials? You gotta get with me and the millennials on TikTok. That's where.
No,
the next
thing. Gen Z.
Else?
Or what are
Gen
they
Z.
now?
Oh no, that's too young.
What's Gen X?
I think we're live on MySpace though.
Really?
I got that working.
We should fucking
Are you
open
serious?
MySpace. Do you really?
No.
Okay. We're content creators, right?
Yeah, technically. We create content.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing?
What's going on, guys? I mean, I know, thank you guys for joining us live after such a brutal night.
I think for the first time, we're the first show after a game.
Like a proper
Well,
after show. This is like a proper after show.
Yeah, like a game is on Saturday, and then we have to wait till, we used to wait till Tuesday, now we wait till Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, there was time. You had time to forget, time to kind of cope with everything, and now it's like...
This is just hot takes.
Immediate in. I like it.
This is just going to be hot take after hot take, because that's how we do, baby.
That is apparently that's how we do.
That's how we do. That's how we be doing.
All right. That is how we be doing. I like it.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us on this fine Wednesday night. Hopefully, I wish it was on better terms, but this is it is 2020 Galaxy, so it is not a pleasant thing to be talking about. But as always, I am joined by my co-host, my main man, my best friend, Christopher Tucker. What's going on, sir?
Just chilling. You said what's going on, which I like. It's better than how you doing.
That's why
I caught it.
I know. Hey,
I caught it.
I'm trying.
Ben had it last week and it threw me off. Like I answered how I was doing, and he's like, "Whoa, I didn't ask how you're doing, man. I know the rule." What's going on at school? School's going on.
Same.
Just a lot of school. A lot of school. Way more school than I'm happy doing, but it's getting done, and that's my job right now. It's just to get it done. So we get it done.
Get her done.
We get it done and progress. So we're doing okay. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good. It's been a bit.
You're doing well. Superman does good. You're doing well.
I do good, and I do well.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
I'm like Superboy.
George, please. It's nice and early. Nice and early. You draw Ed as Superboy Prime, and I appreciate it.
No, I'm doing well. Things are a bit crazy with family. Sister-in-law is moving to Ohio this week. So it's been a bit of like craziness over there. Trying to help them out moving and doing a bunch of stuff. So it's been a bit crazy, obviously my wife is going to miss her family moving. So, it's been an emotional couple weeks for sure. I missed you guys last week though. Thank you, Andrew, for filling in last minute. I appreciate that, man. Andrew's always good for.
Yeah, this is the captain of the B team, captain of Squadcast 2, Andrew Alisano, always in the last second. And thank you to Andrew's missus for letting him come.
Yeah,
really appreciate that.
And then sorry to Barcelona for losing your captain on the practice night.
One of our better players, but
Yeah.
Gearing up for season 2, by the way.
Yeah, man.
League of G
which neither of us are playing in.
I'm not playing. I'm on the roster. Okay. I'm on the roster for Barcelona. So if by some miracle of miracles they're both short a player and I'm free that night, and it happens to be a night that we play, I could be on the roster. Apparently I am still rostered member of Barcelona, so
okay.
Blessings up. Let's do it.
Maybe you can fill in every now and then, right? Whenever you can.
Almost never, yeah. but we're going to try. I want to get at least one game in. I'd like to get one game in.
That'd be nice. And then always we're joined by producer Ben, the man who filled in last week and took the reins on the show, which we've...
Ish.
Well...
I took the reins on the show, and we had a 2.5 hour show, Ed, so I didn't do very well. That's quite apparent.
You know what? It
If
happens.
you listen to the end, Andrew's not ready to leave at the end of the episode. He was ready to keep going.
if it was up to Andrew, we'd do like 4.5-hour shows.
Yeah, man. Fucking Avengers episodes.
I ain't got the time, dude.
We should for whenever Andrew's birthday is, we should just do an episode where it runs. We watch the Avengers and we record an entire episode during the Avengers.
We'll just comment on the Avengers the whole time.
Well, we'll comment on the Avengers. We'll talk some Galaxy. We'll just have
But mostly, it'll be just commenting on the movies.
It's like, oh God, we need Captain America on the Galaxy. We'd be so much better.
Yeah.
Or I'd rather have Black Panther.
But the 2020 Galaxy is more like Fat Thor.
You
Sad,
can't shame.
depressing.
You can't shame. You can't shame him, Ed.
Hey.
He is PTSD Thor.
He's Fat Thor.
It's 2020, baby. You gotta wake up, Ed.
I'm woke. I'm the
It's a
wokest.
new world. Well, then you can't call him fat. He's
fat.
He's
As
soft.
as a person of the tribe,
I was
As a member of the tribe.
as a member of the tribe.
If anybody is qualified to call somebody fat,
As a VIP membership holder.
Oh yeah.
It's who?
Ed.
Come on.
Benjamin.
Hey, I'm not saying
Benjamin.
I'm not saying I'm skinny. Hold on. Let me
Benjamin.
click the camera on here. All right, go ahead.
You're just making sure the camera's not on you?
No, it's on me.
But see, he's got those MySpace singles where it's like the camera's coming from the top view, so you don't see the.
It's like rappelling down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Hey man, I can't get the camera that you guys are on to go any higher, so it's not my fault. I would try and make you look thinner.
No,
I would, Ed. I would.
I feel like you wouldn't, but
I would. I would Photoshop you if I could. I would totally Photoshop you.
I like my skin. All the guys out here, you're all kings. Don't let these women tear you down and make you feel like you're just your looks. You're all kings.
as men, we need to come together.
We need to come to support
For the
each other.
first time.
Yes. It's a brand new idea that men come together and build a coalition, an alliance to support each other like we need. Ed, you're a beautiful king. I want you to know that, bottom of my heart. You're a beautiful king.
I don't even know where to go from that. I seriously don't know how to transition from that.
You are a beautiful king, Ed.
There is no transition.
Don't let them tell you otherwise.
Thank you for listening this week.
Yeah, that's the show. I mean, that's just. It's not going to get any better than that.
Hey?
No, that's
So-
it. That's it.
I think you've complimented me more today than my wife has. So
He
that's-
missed you though. He missed you last week. You could tell.
Yeah.
I told you this when you met her. I told you this when you married her. I will always love you more than that woman, Ed. You know that. She can do her best to split us up, but it'll never happen.
Never.
It's impossible.
Never. If my arms were long enough, I'd reach over and grab your hand.
But they're not. 'Cause
But
you
they're
got
not.
this Tyrannosaurus Rex
Yeah.
arms.
T-Rex arms.
You do your best.
Yeah, you know it.
You got those Bingham arms. you got those.
Even I think I would make some of those saves that Bingham didn't make.
Oh man.
So there's that. Let's just get into it, man. Let's talk Galaxy. First, we're going to bring up a little Galaxy news. I mean, as you know, and most of you, if you listen to us, you're probably a little more informed on the Galaxy.
You like to think so.
Yeah. So you saw that Jonathan went off to play with Mexico, so we'll probably not see him for the rest of the season.
He got on. Well, he'll be back at some point, hopefully. He got on the.
Well, if he's going to come back and then he has to quarantine for 2 weeks, and we're probably not going to make playoffs, so
is
he's
that still
probably
a
gone.
thing? Don't you just test them like a bunch of times and make sure they're okay?
No, I think there was. No, there's a required
There's a
quarantine
protocol, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, that's why some DC United players didn't get released. There was other teams that didn't release their players specifically because of the quarantine.
Well, there was a whole thing that came out where, like,
I think FIFA said you didn't have to release the players.
where like CONMEBOL was like, hey,
Well, it got
there's a
changed.
conspiracy against. It's like, really, come on, dude, relax.
If you live in a place that allows, I think it's like 5-day quarantine, then you had to release your players. And if you lived in a place that mandated the longer quarantine, then you didn't have to release your players. That's at least what I read. And it was for a friendly. Like I think we weren't really. There was some agreement to like not release players for friendlies, or you didn't have to release players for friendlies. You had to release them for Confederation Championship or World Cup qualifiers. And Jonathan got released for a friendly. That's probably something to do with our very friendly relationship with, or our increasingly friendly relationship with the FMF and trying to keep everybody happy. But yeah, he got on the field today. He got some minutes. I think
he got some minutes.
and they I think they won 1-0.
They won 1-0. Yeah, so probably not see him for the rest of the
Captain of the team
Captain of the team leaving
for friendly.
in probably the one of the worst times in the season
For friendly,
for friendly.
that's fine. So captain.
some unfortunate comparisons coming down now.
What do you mean?
With him and his brother.
They're comparing him to Gio? That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
That's nonsensical.
I think we might have had a lightning round question, so maybe.
All right.
we'll
Okay. Well, then I'll stop.
Yeah.
Because that's. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, it's. You don't want to see that in your captain when you leave and your team's spiraling and you're just like, bye.
Sure. But like, Beckham did that. Keane did that. Donovan did that. Like, I don't understand the connection to Gio. Outside,
I think
I'm gonna default that it's because they're related.
Well, I think it's more of like it's the comparison. Like, well, Gio really didn't care about playing for the team.
Right, but every player but what's the metric for that? Every player I just named.
There's no metric. I mean, it's just,
every player. Yeah.
It's emotional metric.
Every player I just named left the Galaxy at a time that they were needed to go on international duty. Like no one said. I mean, I say Beckham didn't give a shit about the Galaxy, but he's one of the characters that's been built into this guy who, cared about the organization the whole time. Obviously, that's a narrative with Landon. Obviously, that's a narrative with Robbie. But most big players I can think of for the Galaxy left at some point to go on international duty, and no one ever said they didn't give a shit about I don't know. This is a weird narrative.
Well, I also don't think it was never during a pandemic where you were going to miss extra games.
Yeah.
For going away to play for a friendly, so a game that didn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, but to that point, then they shouldn't be getting called up at all.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Like, but that's not on him. Like, that's not on him for getting called up.
But he could make the decision like, hey, you know what, my team needs me now.
But then what happens? He doesn't. I mean, if I was running an organization and a player told me like, hey, I don't want to get called up when you call them up, I would be less inclined to call them up. And he's already a bench player for Mexico, playing in Major League Soccer, not doing that well. Like, you could see him. If I turn them down too much, perhaps they don't call me back anymore. I don't know.
Anyways.
But good for him.
Good for him.
Felcher got called up as well.
Yeah, he could stay there.
For Venezuela.
I think that was the sentiment, is that everyone was like, yeah, he could stay.
If he doesn't come back, it's not the worst thing in the world.
It's not the end of the world.
But,
well, I don't know. Could it get worse?
It can always get worse. This is what I keep telling people. It can always get worse. Everything in life can get worse.
6 goals against Portland, but
Yeah, it can get worse.
That's true.
It can very easily get worse. 7 goals from LAFC, like right around the corner. Who knows?
Yeah.
Get to something positive, Ed.
There is no positive, Chris.
There's no positive? Damn, I was hoping the next
There's
thing was
literally no. I mean, I guess
I'm not looking at the sheet, so I'm just assuming the next thing is positive.
I guess there's a couple positives. So first, we'll give a shout out to Chicha.
Chicha!
For the birth of his
Queen Nala.
Of his daughter.
Hey.
Congrats.
You got applause button there, Ben?
He does, but he's off doing some stuff.
Shopping for microphones.
Did you get it working, Ben? Yeah. Okay.
Is this still Facebook?
Yeah, Ben's been still working on trying to get the Facebook Live going.
And we should be live on Facebook momentarily.
I appreciate that. You know what, Ben?
Give yourself one of those applause.
Yeah. We applaud you for doing your job.
I may or may not have had to hack your Facebook to do it, Ed.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Ticha and his wife on the birth of their baby.
Beautiful little girl.
That's why he wasn't playing tonight.
Nala, right?
I have no idea
what her
name
Nala.
is.
I think it's Nala, yeah. Born on the 5th? Yeah.
I think.
A couple days ago.
So the team obviously gave him the night off so he can spend with his newborn baby.
What do you think about that, Ed?
Look, if the baby was born like yesterday or like this morning, I'd understand, but it's 3 days ago. Like, come on.
Get back to work.
Yeah.
Shut up and kick that ball. Come on.
No, man. But I mean, I understand.
Every person, look, I got the emotional reaction that people had. Like, I got the are you serious? He's like, now he's healthy and he's still not playing, and like, you're not only you're not scoring, you're not even shooting, and you're still not playing. Every person who has a kid, every person who has a child was like, yeah, I kind of get it. Especially if you've had a kid recently enough. If for some of the parents who, his kids are a little older, I can understand you kind of forgetting. But for like Damien, at 2 years old, yes, I can completely understand him not playing tonight. And I would imagine he got cleared from, the powers that be. I doubt he was.
You swear like they're
you know what I mean? Like
you swear like they're not gonna be like, yeah, you know what, we need you tonight. Like, come on.
He's like, yeah, you go do whatever you want. But I'm sure he got it cleared, and I can't be mad at him. Like I can't be mad at him because for me, it speaks back to the overall issue. And I was texting with a Galaxy guy earlier in the evening. I can't be mad at Hernandez because all it does is highlight the systemic issues inside of the club. That's wrong. That's it.
Oh yeah.
One guy can't take a night off because his daughter's born, and you're back to however you feel about him. You're back to Zubac and Dunbar and Gordon Wild. Like Hernandez is out, and there's no. I mean, the plan is Galaxy 2 players. Like that's not on Hernandez. The guy can't. What if he is injured? Like my bigger issue is still there isn't an Alan Gordon to come on. There isn't an Edson Buttle to come on. There isn't that other guy who can do the job.
At least a somewhat MLS proven goal scorer.
That's it.
Not some kid from G2 or
was in G2 last year.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Dunbar is technically still registered on the second team. Zubac was on the second team 11 months ago.
No, I thought Dunbar got a first team contract.
He is on a first team contract, but he's still registered to the second team as well.
Okay.
Like he could play G2 if he needed. Dunbar still registered to the second team. Zubac was called up without really playing 11 months ago. And Gordon Wild was on the bench once and can't be seen otherwise. Like that's what happens if Hernandez is out. That's what happens if the guy who's not scoring or shooting is out. Like my issue isn't with him taking the day off because his kid was born, or the weekend off, or the week, whatever it is, because his kid's born. It's that there is no one to step in if he can't go.
I mean, that's my issue when it comes to, people's first initial the reaction is like, oh, GBS has to go. It's like, well, you're looking too low. You're picking the low hanging fruit. Like, it's much bigger than that. It's like you said, systemic. Like
it's a larger issue.
It's such a larger issue.
Yeah. I think we're getting ready to conclude the fourth transfer window of their tenure, and there still isn't a backup forward. Like, there's still not anyone who. I mean, the window's still open. Still got time now. Yanni is finally through, but the one guy you got hadn't played soccer in 10 months.
You're telling me you couldn't, Minnesota got a Kai Kamara, you couldn't get that guy?
Just something. Just any, like where, yeah, Kai Kamara, where is that? You had Connor Casey's bouncing around the league. Where's your Chad Barrett? Where's the Chad Barrett? We can't do Chad Barrett? We're not even doing Adam Chrisman.
Oh, that dude's definitely face down in the gutter somewhere.
Chad Barrett? That's fucked up. Now I got to find out what happened to him.
No, he's like most ex-MLS players. He's probably doing insurance sales or something.
Oh, you and Ben are going to have to talk because I got to figure this out.
Okay. Ben, what do you think Chad Barrett's doing right now?
I think he's face down in the gutter for sure somewhere.
Okay.
This is why you're never getting a media credential.
At this point, we don't care anymore.
Yeah, we've kind of given up on that.
Ooh,
Is he
I
selling
really
the
hope
shirts?
this is a different person. Oh, thank Christ.
Oh.
Christmas.
We're about to find out that Chad Barrett murdered some dude.
No, there's a
He's
long
probably coaching. Barrett's probably coaching.
Chad Barrett, a longtime Metro Detroit chef who was set to helm a new restaurant in Chesterfield, is facing domestic violence charges in Macomb County and several allegations of abuse on social media. That's the link I found. That's where I was like, please God, don't be Keg Barrett. Don't be my guy.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I mean, going back to this is not a GBS problem. It's a systemic problem. He can only put the guys out there that are at his helm, dude. Like, how much more?
Agree to disagree.
How much more can you do with a Zubac and literally no one else that can play?
Ben?
My issue is that he refuses to play. And Tucker, we kind of touched on this last week, kind of off the air. He refuses to play a system that will benefit the players that he has. He's trying to stick with the system.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That he's comfortable in, instead of either getting the players that are going to work in that system, or playing the system that works for the players he has, which he's not doing.
What would you like to see?
Me?
Yeah.
I like exactly what you touched on last week in the show. Put somebody else up top to play a 4-4-2.
Genius, man.
Put somebody up top.
God, Ed,
You are the Kanye West.
I was gonna say, but like the early not like I'm not trying to go
that
to
schizophrenia. Kanye
well,
West?
bipolar Kanye. Get help, brother. But I'm like college dropout, late registration, Kanye.
So sorry, it's gonna be a little rant. Is he on the
He's done.
vice president ticket?
Kanye?
Yeah.
No, he's running for the presidency.
Okay.
He's the head of his
Is he
ticket.
still running for the presidency?
Because
technically,
I was looking through
but
the
he's not
sample
running.
ballot, and I think I saw someone on, I think the independent vice president was Kanye Amari West. So I'm assuming that's another different
As a
Kanye
vice
West.
president, yeah. I mean, who knows? Fuck him. But yeah, early Kanye West. Early
College dropout Kanye.
Early Yeezy.
Yeah, for sure. College dropout Kanye West.
Kanye Omari West. That's Kanye West.
Oh, so he is as the.
He's a VP. He's not even the head of his own ticket.
I think it's the VP.
I bet he filled his shit out wrong. Fucking moron. I bet he filled it out wrong. But College Dropout's a dope album. You should listen to it. It's really, really good. If you don't listen to hip hop, you should listen to that album. That's a really good one.
Yeah. Anyways, going back to GBS.
Oh, sorry, the pieces he had. Yeah, like just anything else. Anything different would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying you can't put some blame on GBS. Obviously, like you guys saying, he has this innate I need to stick with the system no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though it's not going to suit my players, even though I'm losing 5 games in a row now, even though I'm not getting the service to my forwards that I should be getting, but we're just going to stick to what we're doing.
Yeah, it's for anyone who craved, and I'll be the first to admit, I was in this camp for sure. Fucking head of that bobblehead just fell off. Holy fuck! What is that? Oh, it's the Landon.
It was Landon, yeah.
I told you, man. The bobbleheads need to be reclued.
Bless up, Landon. You haven't done anything to that bobblehead, have you? You didn't do anything to that bobblehead, did you? Why would the bobblehead be knocked off?
Am I going to tell you something now that you put your lips on it?
Why would the bobblehead be knocked off, Ed? What'd you do?
You know what? Hey, you got to get the knockoffs to get the knockouts, baby.
You got to get the knockoffs to get the knockoffs. Oh, my Lord. There you go. You got to get the knockoff. George? There you go. What were we talking about?
GPS.
Just changing things?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Wait, before we move on.
Yeah.
And I would really like you to clarify that statement.
What does that mean?
Hey, man, just to your imagination, baby. I'm like J.J. Abrams. I won't answer the questions.
Yeah. Wow. I really don't know what to do with that information. That was because sometimes I feel like they're jokes, and this is the first time I really don't feel like it's a joke. I feel like you're informing me about something.
Well,
You just kind of carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you don't know won't hurt you, baby.
That's not always true. I would like to see some. I would like to see some sort of change, man. Like Traore seems to be, like he's on the bubble. Maybe you start him for a game. Let Insua come off the bench. Let him get a bit of a rest. Maybe a short game.
Well, I think you saw that tonight where it was like the 70th minute. And
He's been getting rotated in. He's the last few matches. He's been getting a few minutes, but God, it's just these guys seem to look at it a little more analytically. Until the first goal, no one was even there.
No, the first 20 minutes.
No one was even playing. I mean, it was they look exactly like they did at the end of the San Jose game.
Mm-hmm.
Like they look like they have no energy. They're just trying to make it to the end of 90 minutes, and before you know it, Portland's up by 2, and then we get one back. And the moment we get one back, everyone wakes up.
Yeah, they look into it after that.
Like suddenly, it's as if they feel like they are actually competing and they stand a chance. I wonder why it takes 25 minutes and going down by 2 and clawing your way back to make it something of a game before you even begin to wake up. I don't GBS out calls are getting louder and louder. There's no avoiding that. It's not a matter of stoking the fire or anything. Like, people are getting tired of it.
Yeah, I feel like it's not even a question of if, it's just gonna be a question of when at this point.
Andrew's in the live chat. He makes a great point. Like, the body language from the players is awful. No one, at least until the first goal, no one looked like they even wanted to be there. They looked like a group of guys who found out 45 minutes earlier that they were going to play a soccer game. And they weren't really ready. They weren't dialed in. They were like
focused. They got called in, like they're like, ugh, again?
Yeah, like I was going to say it's like when you call up a youth player and, you know, it's kind of the last second, somebody goes down hurt, you got to call up one of the young kids to fill a spot. But, you know, usually in that case, the young kid gives everything they have for the couple of minutes around the field. Like, we don't have that. I don't get a sense at all in the first 15, 20, 25 minutes that we stand a chance at winning a game. It's a matter of seeing how we end up evolving into the match. If we kind of wake up, if you know, maybe there's a bad tackle or somebody gets a lucky shot off and everybody kind of wakes up and gets into it. But at the start of a game, I'm waiting to see what happens because we're never the hot team out. You know what I mean? We were, and again, not talking about Hernandez, perfectly fine. In the games where Javi and Jonathan were out, and you had Corona, Kitchen, and Zubak up top, like, we came out of the blocks hot.
And I guess the reason Corona wasn't there because he got a knock, so
because it was Leggett was in today, right?
That's why I like Leggett,
Efra,
and Sasha.
And yeah, that's what I meant, Sasha. Yeah. Ever since that 4-game streak, like, we're not the hot team out of the blocks anymore. We're always kind of catching up and waiting to wake up and waiting to get into the game.
I think I asked the question, like, what's changed since then? Like, the first 4 games and now the last, 6 games we haven't got a point?
Mm-hmm.
Or we got a point we haven't won a game since
6 games. 6 games without a win, 5 games losing streak.
Yeah. Where a team looked like they were fighting for every ball, a team that looked like, you know, they were up for it, and then now they look like they can't even be bothered.
I mean, look, I'll say it. The obvious major change, the major difference, Javier Hernandez and Jonathan Dos Santos came back into the team. I don't know if there is a locker room issue, if there's a chemistry issue, what's going on, but that was the moment of the turn. It's impossible for a reasonable, logical person to ignore that bit of evidence, right? Like, that's concrete, hard, it's done.
Well, I think that kind of was brought up when we were going on a little losing streak. Was like, well, we had a good little thing with, you know, it was the chemistry an issue now that we brought in a couple other players who were back from injury. So I'm saying something new, but it's just this bad. It's just I can't. How is it this bad? Where, you know, I mean, let's be honest. Hernandez is an upgrade from Zubak. Jonathan is an upgrade pretty much on any center defensive midfielder we have.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we look worse?
So let me ask you. I'm not comparing the two. I guess I am. But reasonably, I'm not really comparing the two. Prior to this game, and I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but I posted this up. Prior to this match, because I haven't looked at it since. Obviously, Ethan's gone up. But prior to this game, who did you think had more touches of the ball this season? Ethan or Chicharito? Let me ask Ben, because I assume you haven't seen the tweet.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw.
Prior to this match, between Ethan Zubak and Javier Hernandez, who do you think had more touches of the ball this season?
I would guess probably Zubak, since he played more.
You would think.
Yeah.
Prior to this game, Javier Hernandez had 598 minutes played. Ethan Zubak had, I think it was 515.
Wow.
Ethan Zubak had 201 touches. Javier Hernandez had 200 touches.
Damn.
Like, this season, he hasn't been markedly better than Ethan Zubak so far. And
technically
Zubak's been better now.
A goal more than Chicharito.
Well, these were prior to this game, but yeah, I mean, he has, and his goal is in the run of play. Like, I mean, what is he? I assume he will be. We're covering 2 matches in this game, or in this podcast. San Jose, I thought it was the most lively I've seen Hernandez since he joined the Galaxy. Still got no shots. Still got.
He even got fined for getting in a
Yeah,
scuffle.
man. Oh, I love that shit. Especially when it's the little guys. When the little guys are getting all hectic, and then like Nick DePew and Steris kind of have to pull people off. But seeing like Jonathan,
pulling him by the jersey.
I love it. But prior to this game, man, like statistically, they're about the same. Statistically, they were roughly the same, with Zubac getting fewer minutes now. And it's certainly not in this match. Like, it's not leveling that on Hernandez. I don't think any of our dudes are doing anything going forward. Everyone is terrible going forward. Like,
well, you know, there's an issue when like Leggett is your leading goal scorer.
yeah, Pavon's shot accuracy is terrible over the last few games. Awful.
I mean, just look at the game tonight. It's like every time he shoots the ball, it's like he wants to get that top corner. I mean, he has like 6-7 shots a game where it's like every time, and most of them are not even close.
Yes. Tucker just points to me like I was actually in the middle of doing something else. No, you're absolutely right, though.
With Pavon, it seems like he's either trying too hard or he has to stops giving a shit. Like he's like,
yeah, but I mean, like, it's fair to say as Pavon goes, the team goes.
Oh, that's not even fair. Like, that is the truth.
Yeah,
that is 100% the truth. If Christian Pavon is not the best player in Major League Soccer, we're going to lose a game. Like, that just seems to be the way it's going to be.
And so we're not saying that it's on him, but once he dips, I mean, the whole team. I mean, you see the different form. I mean, he hasn't scored a goal in 2 weeks or something like that.
It's been a while. I think it was 6 games coming in.
Yeah, even when he is the best player in Major League Soccer, there's still a decent chance we're not going to win that game. This team is just poorly constructed. If he doesn't do it all, then we don't win. He has to be man of the match.
Every match.
And completely carry the team.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, think about it. In the games we win, he's clearly the best player, and to the extent that he's so good, Sebastian Leggett is our second best player. He makes Leggett look good.
Well, it's funny because I think a lot of those games, Leggett has actually been named man of the match over.
Yeah. Over him, but
yeah.
Who knows why? Andrew.
We need to go back to bullying, guys. Let's get on the Twitter. Let's get on the Facebook. We need to start
bullying the people that need to be bullied. Need to bully Chicha.
Why? Why does Chicharito need to be
Actually,
bullied?
he's got 1 goal.
But I mean, he's got 1 goal. But be logically consistent. Which is all I ever ask of anyone. I don't need people to be right. I don't need them to agree with me.
Emotional.
Rage. I don't. Chicha! I don't need you to be correct. I don't need you to agree with me. I don't need any of that. I don't need you to be passive. I don't need you to be hyper aggressive. Like, be you. Live your truth. But I ask that you be logically consistent. You said you answered this question 15, 20 minutes ago. The problems on the Galaxy are systemic. It's not about Javier Hernandez. It's what the White Knights, it's the same thing we talked about the other week. It's what the White Knights don't understand.
Sorry, Andrew goes, emotions over everything.
Emotion, yeah. That's love. That's all that's in that big cuddly Samoan. It's just big. He's like my Care Bear.
Rage and Taco Bell.
Yeah, George, draw him like Maui, but as a Care Bear. And in the middle, instead of a heart, is beer. That's Andrew. That's how I see Andrew.
Or a fist.
They do it with a fist, like a flaming fist of anger and rage. But it's not Javier Hernandez, man. Look, the way the club is built, the way the first team is built, no forward that you spend $6.5 million on, no forward that you spend $6.5 million on should touch the ball as often as Ethan Zubac does. It shouldn't happen. If you're going to spend $6.5 million on a guy, on one piece that's supposed to fill in and be that what Javier Hernandez was at the time, that final piece, right? Because you had Alexander Katai, you had Pavon, you had Jonathan, you had your setup building. The guy who was supposed to be that final piece that you needed to slot in. He's a center forward, and he touches the ball the same amount that Ethan Zubak does. Where conceivably, if we were built properly, when Ethan Zubak needed to be on the field, you, as a midfield, you would kind of find a way to pass around him. You know what I mean? Like, he's there to soak up pressure, take some hits, open up space for everyone else. But for the most part, you're not really looking to get him the ball so that he scores goals.
Yeah, I think his job description was just run like you're...
Just run. Be
chicken with
there.
the head cut off.
Be there.
Yeah.
Just be there. But the way we're designed, we can't find Javier Hernandez in the same way we can't find Ethan Zubak. Like, we're not built very well. You're going to bully somebody. Don't bully Javier Hernandez. Certainly don't bully some guy who had a kid 3 days ago. What's fucking wrong with you? You want to bully someone? To bully Sebastian Lletget? It's not really going to do anything. If you think these guys are reading their Twitter, there's genuinely something wrong with all of your brains. You want to bully somebody? Call your fucking ticket rep and keep yelling at them.
Don't bully them. No, that's so wrong.
Who are you going to call?
I don't know.
How nobody says Ghostbusters
ticket reps
don't know what's wrong with you. Fuck ticket reps. Call your ticket rep. There's like 3 ticket reps I actually care about. The rest of them, whatever. But email the bosses. Call the bosses. Like, those are the people whose ass you should be on.
Like,
harassing players so they want to leave doesn't make sense to me.
Yelling at your ticket rep is like yelling at the worker at Walmart for like some policy that you're not agreeing with. It's like,
Isaac Aguirre in the live chat says he needs an old school Tucker rant. You want an old school Tucker rant? This is something I learned. This doesn't need music. This is something I learned just the other day. And it was because of an argument I was having. Hugo, I'm going to save you the time. It's not racist. But it was a discussion I was having about the Mexican designated players we brought in. That it was a conversation someone was having with me. It's not something I instigated because I know better. But someone instigated with me about the high-priced Mexican designated players we have. I didn't know this. I just learned this. On transfer fees, I wasn't aware that I didn't know we paid a transfer fee on Gio. I just learned this. On transfer fees alone, for Javier Hernandez, Giovanni Dos Santos, and Jonathan Dos Santos, we paid $21.5 million just on transfer fees. Like, I'm not comparing Jonathan to Gio by any stretch of the imagination.
For guys who weren't played on their other teams.
We spent $5 million to get Jonathan out of a contract and then paid him $2 million. Like, we got him just above the threshold to where we have to pay him DP money. $21 million? Like, JDS and GDS, not the same. They're not remotely the same. Not yet, anyway. Everybody needs to calm down. I don't know the future. It could go that way, but I don't think it'll go that way. $21.5 million? Like, if Javier Hernandez doesn't work out, I think it's 16.5 or something like that between him and Gio alone. Like, there's something to be mad about. And I guess it's not even a rant. I can't rant because I'm not really mad about it because I've come to expect it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, $21.5 million? God, I'm surprised they didn't spend more. Like, I'm genuinely surprised they didn't spend more.
Again, that goes back to the systemic problem of the
bully. Yes, bully AEG. That's who you need to bully. Leave the players alone. Bully.
You can get Chris Klein's email.
I think it's public.
Tucker.
You can Google it.
Tucker, how many million did you say?
I believe it's 21.5.
And how many goals has the 3 of them scored combined for the Galaxy?
Jonathan is at.
Hold on, wait. Ed, do you know? Because he probably knows.
Yeah, I don't know how many Gio has.
What do you
Gio
think?
had like 14 in his first year.
Don't look.
I'm gonna pull my thing. I just want to see how close he gets.
It's probably gonna be like 25.
For who?
All together.
Altogether, no.
That's the way you
more or
phrase
less.
it.
Yeah. No. Gio himself scored 26.
Okay, I was gonna say he was in like the 25 region.
So
Gio
Gio
scored 26.
Yeah, like 28.
Let's say Jonathan's at 5 or 6.
Jonas at 5.
Jonas is at 5. Yeah.
So,
and Chicha obviously is at the 1.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got 32 goals for $21 million.
21 million transfer.
Yeah,
20 million transfer.
Not even talking about.
You're still paying Hernandez 6.5.
Yeah.
You still pay Gio 5.5.
And a buyout.
Oh, God. Seriously.
See, again, I laughed to not cry.
You guys should be really, really mad that the Galaxy don't have their own NWSL team. You guys should be furious. If you're actually all, what are they called? Angel City? If you're Mosaic 1781, is that right? If you're all about the NWSL, you should be furious that we don't have our own team. Because I'm not even mad anymore. It sucks. I miss being mad, Ed. I used to be angry. I want to be angry again. That's a lot of money. That's a whole lot of money. I'm sure somebody cares because it's not my money. I imagine someone at AEG really cares at this year. But, you know,
do they, though? Are they, do you even pay attention?
Chicha could work out. Javier Hernandez is 2 signings away from potentially being a home run. Potentially being a home run. He is a big forward, big, strong forward, and someone to replace Christian Pavón. Because I think the best way to get it out of Javier Hernandez is to give him someone of upper echelon quality to work next to. Move Pavón on. Don't pay the $20 million. You've clearly spent $20 million enough. I don't trust you with $20 million anymore.
Yeah.
Let Pavón go. Get a high caliber TAM left winger and go spend that third DP spot on. I don't even remember what the original question was, how we got here. Spend that third DP spot on a big ticket, high dollar designated player and make Javier Hernandez work. And then call it night. It's easy. It's good. It'll take something that we clearly don't want to do.
It sounds so easy.
So easy, man. Well, you know,
but our front office makes things so much more complicated.
We're still talking about this last game, right? We're still talking about the last 2 games. I assume overall this is kind of loose.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little looser.
This is my problem. This is my big problem.
Like how that bobblehead made.
This is my what?
What?
This is my current issue with today's LA Galaxy. Let me pull this up so I have this correct, because I want to pull up both of the last 2 games, including this current one. So this last game we dropped 6 goals to Portland, right? Mm-hmm. Lose 6-3. Looking at the substitutions for the Galaxy, Ethan Zubak for Yoni Gonzalez. Okay, I could see not putting Dunbar on when things are kind of going left, but that was at 4-2. Pavón scores, we get to 5-3. Well, Portland scored again. Then Pavón scores, we get to 5-3. 12 minutes later, Perry Kitchen for Carlos Harvey, Didi Traore for Emiliano Insua. That's the end of our subs for the game. We end up losing 6-3. So going back another week to San Jose. We go up in the 4th minute. It's crazy. We didn't talk about that. San Jose peg us back at the 42nd minute. We go 1-1, right? 66th minute. About the average time for a substitution, right? Roughly in that area. Yeah. Efrain Alvarez for Joe Corona. Attacking-minded midfielder for more... A
box-to-box.
Yes, that's a box-to-box center midfielder. So a slight tactical change. Yoni Gonzalez for Sebastian Lletget, who was playing right wing. We make it to the 89th minute when it really doesn't matter what you do. Ethan Zubak for Javier Hernandez, Sasha Kleshin for Jonathan Dos Santos, and Emiliano Insua for Didi Traore. Galaxy end up losing 2-1. This is my problem. This is something I've been thinking. I thought about this on the whole car ride. I haven't really thought about this until probably yesterday, but it really started to marinate in the last couple of days. You know what the Galaxy's biggest problem is? I could do that. If you hired me a decent number 2, if you kept Dom Kinnear on, if you hired me a decent number 2 who could run training sessions and I come up with a tactical plan and they implement the tactical plan in training, I could do that. I'm not a soccer coach, but I can make all those fucking substitutions. Those are the easiest FIFA thought process substitutions you can make. Didi Traore, left back for left back. Carlos Harvey for Perry Kitchen, defensive midfielder for defensive midfielder. Ethan Zubak for Javier Hernandez in the 89th minute, killing time in a game where you need a goal, which doesn't make any sense. Like, I could do what he does. Even the substitutions he does is the equivalent of holding R2 in FIFA during a corner kick and waiting until the game recommends a substitution for you, where they're going to recommend a like-for-like substitution and keep all your I could do that. You could do that. If you watched a game and looked at who was tired or being ineffective, you could go, Didi Traore, get up, you're going in for Emiliano Insua. 66th minute, I'm bringing on a young attacking midfielder for a box-to-box midfielder who's tiring out. Oh, Javier Hernandez is tiring out? Ethan Zubak, get up there. You're going to replace him like for like. I could do that job for way cheaper. All I need is one dude who could run training for me.
When have you ever seen a GBS sub make an impact.
What does he do that the average, like, it's this thing where it's the Monday morning quarterback, right? Where everyone's like, you sit back and you go, yeah, I would have done this and I would, but it's literally the shit that like the most basic soccer fan would have done. You could Monday morning quarterback a GBS game and you would be right.
Which is sad.
Like, I can tell you right now what he's going to do at the weekend. It's the same thing. Like 5 subs only made it more obvious for him. That it's like, there's one sub you need to make, man. Jonathan Klinsmann for the other guy. Make that fucking sub in the middle of a game. Like, even then I'm like, we lost. But shit got interesting. Like, somebody's fighting in a locker room. I want to hear about this.
It's like hockey style where you just fucking switch out the goalie.
Give me something. But it's like, I look at his games and I'm like, I could do that.
I mean, you got 5 subs, man. Like, you're not burning them, so you're not even using the 5.
I don't know, man.
You said
a fat dickhead on a microphone shouldn't be able to predict your substitutions.
You brought up his name. Let's talk about it then. There's been a lot of talk about subbing out Bingham for Klinsmann.
For Jonathan?
Jonathan.
That's his name now, baby.
I mean, what are you losing at this point?
I don't know, man.
I guess you can say you're losing a little bit of that familiarity with, the defense and Bingham, but
you're dead last. What does it matter? Like, look, I'm usually a steady hand kind of guy. You know what I mean? I'm a Newcastle fan. I'm used to losing. Like, I'm usually a steady hand kind of person.
Yeah, my team got relegated to the championship, so
we'll be joining you next year. Just hop to another league. It's easy. But I'm usually a steady hand kind of person. Bingham is, I think, by all reports, even what we saw on Transfer Market, by all reports, Bingham's out of contract at the end of the year. I think it's getting to a point where, being pretty reasonable, we're not going to make the playoffs. Let's see what the other kid can do in a competitive environment. I'm all for starting the youngsters. As soon as G2, if they don't keep going and actually do something in the USL Championship, in the playoffs, I'm all for calling those kids up, calling it a day, and just letting them play it out. If you're going to be this, if it's going to take you a half hour every week, like, it's not fixture congestion, because everyone's got fixture congestion.
Yeah, it can't be an excuse.
Like, if you're going to do this every week, Jonathan Perez is really good. Augustine Williams is really good. By the way, this is a separate issue. Am I still crazy for saying we should call up Augustine Williams? Because now I keep seeing everyone saying it because you're tired of watching Ethan Zubak and Javier Hernandez. So not that wrong. Not entirely wrong.
I wouldn't,
not crazy wrong.
I just wouldn't want to ruin everyone's perception of Augustine Williams with bringing him up in this team.
What did I tell you, though? This is what you need to expect out of Augustine Williams. The exact same thing you get out of Ethan Zubak, but a better hold-up target striker. That's it. And look, don't be mad. Even say Augustine Williams gets called up and it doesn't work out.
Here's the thing: you could be the best player at holding up the ball. When you're left on a deserted island, it won't matter.
If you can hold up a ball and you're on a deserted island, you give some guys an opportunity to get in there with you.
Yeah, but these guys don't do that.
Well, we got to get scored on first. But if you bring Augustine Williams up, and he has a couple bad games or he doesn't score, remember, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Just like it's not Dunbar's fault. Just like it's not Zubak's fault. The people you need to be mad at are way, way higher up on the pyramid than any of the guys I just named. Don't be mad at Augustine Williams. Be mad at the fact that you need Augustine Williams. Like, that's the issue.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I have a guy in the second team that scored 13 goals in the USL. My opinion of him should be, those are USL defenders. That should be the position I'm at. Instead of going, well, if he can do it against USL defenders, maybe we can use him because no one on the front line can shoot the ball. No one on the front line can hold the ball. No one on the front line can win a duel to get the ball away from a defender. I shouldn't need to want Augustine Williams. I'm working off the information I have. I'm working off the position I'm in. But you hear people saying, oh no, you can't bring up Augustine Williams. That guy's the solution. No, No, he's not the solution. That's the fucking point.
Yeah, I think at this point we're all trying to grab at straws, and really anything that'll be like maybe it'll work. Who knows?
Augustine Williams.
Something, please.
Augustine Williams isn't going to help. Well, we're dead last in our conference. Like, where are you going if Augustine Williams doesn't work? What is your metric for determining that Augustine Williams didn't work? Did we slip further down in the Western Conference? But yes, bully Sebastian Lletget. That'll fix everything. It's genius.
Yeah.
Bully the guy who just had a kid. That'll fix everything. That's the problem. Chicha had a baby and couldn't play, or we totally would have won. Is that where everyone is? Let me keep going, and at some point I'll get all ranty. Is that where we all are?
Yeah, the 6-3 definitely would have happened if Chicharito wasn't on the field.
6-4 if Chicharito plays.
Yeah.
Like, what? The guy who doesn't hold. Oh God, people are so dumb. Like it's.
No, he's done.
I'm done. No, I'm good. I'm good, Ben. I'm all done. I want everybody to be happy. I want you all to find inner peace. I'm working on my own inner peace. I'm trying to work on the things I can control. I can't control this. I've tried. I've tried to actually control it. I've tried to slow walk the general public and masses to it. I still have people calling me racist because they're dumb. Like we're still in the same place. You'll all figure it out at some point. You'll join me and figure it out. We're bad as a decision. We're not bad because he couldn't figure it out. We're bad as a decision. We're bad because we had glaring holes last year and we didn't address them at all. We didn't address them at all. We got weaker from last year. We didn't get stronger. We got weaker, and last year wasn't good enough. It's not about Hernandez. It's not about Jonathan. It's not about Gio. It's not about Efrain. It's not about Ethan. It's not about any of these guys. The problem is so much larger than an 18-man roster. It's so much. And look, we can win the next game, and those problems will still be there. Chicha can come back and score 4 next game. Those problems will still be there. Call up Augustine Williams or leave him down. It doesn't matter. Any repair of this organization has to start at the top. I don't understand how GBS keeps his job at the end of the year. Like that's got to be a dead issue at this point. It's got to be dead. I'm going to take a break. Where's my water?
Here's and that's my issue. Like, it's not gonna get better. You fire GBS, you bring in some other coach. It more than likely is not gonna get better, especially with the people who are at the top of the decision-making pyramid. Your Kleins, who, and we've talked about it before, where he can make the Galaxy money, but when it's come to on-field decisions, I mean, it's been 5 years now. And when's the last time that you actually felt like this team could compete and win an MLS Cup title?
No, there was no point in the 5 years. None. Since Bruce left, there has been no point where you've thought, hey, this team could actually win a title. I mean, shit.
It just seems
most of those years have been like, fuck, we're lucky to make the playoffs.
Some of the years we didn't make playoffs.
What was it, 2016? When we had the spot kicks and got eliminated? It was Ashley Cole made his. I think that was it.
Well, no, was it like because Gerard was 2015, right?
It would have been 15-16. So it would have been 2016.
So I think he made his.
Yeah,
and then I think no one else made theirs.
That would have been the last time I thought it was possible. But even going into that game, I knew we weren't realistically competing. So I don't know. Man. Shit's rough.
And it's just year after year, it's turnover and turnover, rebuilding, constant rebuilding.
Well, we need it again, right?
We're gonna need it again.
We're gonna need it again.
It'll be the 5th year in a row, 6th year in a row. We're gonna have constant turnover and rebuilding again.
Yeah.
You can't have rebuilding every year and expect it.
Excuse me. Yes, excuse me, sir.
Well, you can.
We're Americans. Don't tell us what we can't do. How dare you? I don't know, man. Everyone just has to, we all got to band together in these times of need. And, shit's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. Look, Galaxy 2 play Reno. What is it? Reno 1843 or
1897.
whatever it's called. Galaxy 2 plays
90210.
Reno 1860. No, that's Munich. Reno USL.
It's 1896 or 18 something.
One more guess.
1809?
69.
Incorrect. Oh, 1868. I'm going to give you that anyway.
69.
Nice. Galaxy 2 play Reno 1868 on Saturday, the 10th of October at 6 p.m. It's a single game elimination for the first round of the USL Championships. That's where you should put your energy. Put your energy in the second team. I told you this at the start of the season. I told all you son of a bitches this.
Some of bitches.
Pre-COVID, before everything got locked down and got all crazy. I told you all this. Reno 911. G2 is where all your energy needs to be. That's where your focus should be. That's where the future is going to be. That's where good times are a-coming. Watch a G2 game. Watch a G2 playoff game. Big ups. Jonathan Perez, my mans, scored with him in FIFA. Got a video of it. It looks nothing like him. Looks like a little white kid. It's really funny. Augie Williams.
Killing it.
Ivan Gutierrez. Adrian Vera. Jalen Neal, my boy.
Mauricio Cuevas.
Jesus Vasquez. Isaac Bawa playing left back.
Adrian Vera still in there.
Abraham Romero. Adrian Vera still there. Who else we got? We got Adrian Gonzalez, Saldana,
Alvarado Jr.
Yeah, Alejandro Alvarado Jr. G2, October 10th, 6 p.m. against Reno 1868 on ESPN Plus. Check it out. They would appreciate it.
Chris, the Galaxy have played Reno 6 times in the history. How many times?
I don't like your smile.
How many times has the Galaxy won?
I'm going to say it's a complete guess. I'm going to say 6. I'm going to be positive.
I'm going to say once. Remember they got smoked by Reno like 9-1 or something like that
5.
one time.
The G2 have never
Oh my God.
beat Reno.
No time like the present.
Not even taking a point. Like every single game.
All else?
Since 2017.
So look, everyone.
That's 2017 is when Reno joined USL.
It was Reno that like destroyed him, I think, one time. Yeah, like 9-0 or 9-1 or something.
Yeah, it's and there's never better time to beat them than in the playoffs, right?
Everyone. Adults of a certain age. I need you to harness all of your good energy and karma like a spirit bomb. And we are going to throw an LA Galaxy spirit bomb at Reno 1868.
Everyone, lift your hands in the air.
Everyone, raise your hands to the Lord. I feel now that I think about it, I feel a little curious being,
Son
recorded.
Goku is calling for you.
Well, I feel weird being recorded saying, let's throw a bomb at Reno. At Reno. That doesn't seem...
Spirit. It's spiritual.
Spirit bomb. Like that's
Is that Kami?
That's my, no, what's the guy's name? King Kai?
King Kai.
That's my King Kai voice. My spirit bomb. You got to do that with your face.
There's going to be like 4 people who know that reference.
Let me try one more time. Hang on. I can't do it.
I know.
The spirit bomb. Oh man! All right, that's it.
It's pretty rare when Chris does the impressions.
I'm not much. That's not.
And I appreciate that.
You know, it's not an impression.
That one hit me where I live, sir.
That wasn't an impression of King Kai. That was an impression of my older brother doing an impression of King Kai, because he does this thing where like his face melts and he just goes spirit bomb. And so like I don't know how to say the word spirit bomb without making that face before I do it. I can't help it. I miss you, Brandon. You're my mans.
I'm crying over here.
Andrew's right. We don't have enough time to throw a spirit bomb. We would need at least 95 more days.
Yeah. So go check out the G2. They play this Saturday, October 10th, 6 p.m., ESPN Plus.
Super important.
It'll probably be a lot less depressing than watching the first team. Whew. All right. Should we move on? Do we have anything else?
I don't think so. Ups and downs from San Jose and Portland. We didn't do that.
Nothing.
Who gives a shit?
There's nothing.
There is no ups from any of that.
Well, let's go lightning round then. Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun.
Do we have a Big Tony though? Big Tony's got to have something for us, right?
No, he just had the score updates. It's because these. Okay, so these games are usually Big Tony write an email for us. It's just because these games are Saturdays, Wednesday kind of thing. He just literally took our score down, and that's what he wrote in the email. But thank you, Tony. I appreciate you chasing me down and texting me twice because I didn't email you back.
You should try to freestyle one.
An email?
Yeah. Just feel like prognostication.
Prognostication.
7.
No, not gonna do that.
You don't have it?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not gonna
You
do
gotta believe in yourself, man.
I believe in you, Ed.
that. Well, that's
Okay,
stupid.
not really.
I got something for that game. Or for the next game. What's the next? I'll save it for the
Oh,
next
I mean, well, the next game is Colorado, but
that might not happen.
that might not happen. So they had another positive test for one of their staff members.
Mhm.
So they postponed the game tonight, Wednesday night, against LAFC. They postponed their last game, I believe, against Kansas City. And so we play them Saturday.
4 o'clock.
So we'll see if that game happens.
Yeah. By the way, that as of right now, Saturday is a Galaxy 2 doubleheader because you have Colorado at 4 and you have G2 at 6. So you could sit in for a solid 4 hours of Galaxy coverage if you hate yourself. If you like, but you let the first team make you miserable. You slide on into that second team as they beat Reno for the first time. So
There you go.
maybe not all bad.
Someone did in the chat, our homie Don Fredo, but that Julian blast from outside the box.
I didn't see it. I was driving here. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube really quick.
The boy.
Leave it to Dom Fredo to find something positive.
Well, you know what?
It's the way you got to live your life, man.
Gotta be positive, bro.
Man, fuck that.
It's a weird way to live your life.
It's not strange. It is not strange. Benjamin, do you have the lightning round?
Pew, pew.
Pew pew.
YouTube is like Portland Timbers thrash LA Galaxy and 9-goal thriller. That was not a thriller. That was nice.
Well,
That was a nice goal. Who scored? Someone scored like that before. Like on the ground, low. It was the defender, I think. I want to say it was Sean.
Yeah, wasn't
That's
it
what-
Sean against
like-
Salt Lake? Or no, that one went high.
But that was like high mid-range. Someone scored, but I still think it might be Sean. Scored low into the tucked-in
I don't know.
corner.
That seems like more of like a Juninho goal where he like
That was the other guy I was thinking.
Yeah, well, didn't Junie score that one low against Seattle in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Remember off the post?
where we drew 1-1 and we
That's a good goal.
moved on to the playoffs.
Good for the kid. Julian became the 139th Galaxy player to score a goal. If you're keeping tally, like some of us.
And the first number 22 to score since Leonardo.
That's true. Leonardo got 2. Ben asked earlier.
Yeah.
I looked it up. He didn't know that. I looked it up for
I
him.
know. Don't try to look like you
Right?
like you know your
you
shit.
trying to be smooth.
Hey, it was smooth, damn it.
It wasn't smooth.
It was totally smooth.
If I didn't know,
If you just-
if you didn't say something,
This is the thing. If you were like, yo, Tucker, give me that stat, I'm going to drop it on the show. I would have been like, word, no problem. But you just took it and didn't say nothing. So, like, I got to blow your spot up.
Fair enough.
Lightning round, sir. Thought he was just going to read it. Go right into it. I'll do it again. Pew, pew, pew. Did you see the gif of me and Andrew doing pew?
yeah, I love it. I loved it.
I actually didn't see that. Someone's got to send that
I'll
to me.
show you.
All right. So Roberto Avila, listening live on Facebook, said he has lightning round question. Do we need to blow up this team? He can think of at least 5 starters, and he names them here: Bingham, Felcher, Kitchen,
Hold on,
Kleshchen,
go slower. Bingham,
Fel-
Felcher,
Kitchen,
Kitchen,
Kleshchen,
Kleshchen,
and Sua
and Sua.
that all need to go.
Well,
That he would get rid of.
Kleshchen's not a starter. So you have 4. Yeah, Kitchen can go, and Sua's not go. Oh, I'd be very surprised to see Insua go. Felcher's gone next year. Bingham's gone next year. So half of your list, half of your list is not a problem. Sasha's not a starter. Bingham's going to be gone next year. Felcher's going to be gone next year.
I can see Sasha like calling it a day.
Yeah,
this
oh yeah.
year.
And if GBS is gone, I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to get out of Insua.
Mhm.
So he just says now, my assessment of 5 regular starters might be wrong, but my point is that there are a lot of players on this roster who are not fighting for their spot and should be let go.
But you really don't have a bench who are pushing.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
again, I would disagree about Sasha. I think Sasha would like to play more minutes. I don't think that's really been afforded.
And wasn't he injured for like a couple games?
I think for a little bit. Insua is definitely playing like he's kind of comfortable. I think Felcher understands the writing on the wall. Like Felcher knows he's kind of done. I don't know if potentially being done. Honestly, I think bringing Klinsmann in may have rattled Bingham a little bit and exacerbated the situation. I'm not saying Klinsmann coming in is the reason. Bingham's taking a downturn. I just think it may have made a situation, worse than it was before. And Kitchen, you could say Kitchen's not good enough. He's certainly been better this season than I think most of us expected. He could be overpriced, yeah, but I think that's another place where there's room to move on from. The one place you may want to keep an eye on is you're talking about moving Kleshin, Kitchen, and Bingham. Those are 3 domestics, and we are already as maxed out on internationals as we're going to be. So it's not a full defense of them, but there is an issue with getting rid of domestics that you found a way to kind of integrate into your team. I think Sasha is in his place as a depth signing, as a backup depth signing. I liked him getting an opportunity tonight, but obviously that didn't work out. It seems like he only gets on the field during ass whoopings.
Whether that's a coincidence or not, who knows?
It's just the way that works.
Yeah.
Gallagher Command.
It's a weekly guy, Gallagher Command. I appreciate contributing every week.
And if you're in the live chat, you want to ask something, just type it in. We got it up right here.
We have one too.
All right, so Gallagher Command says fantasy hiring. Who would you make a run at? Pochettino?
Is this so we're doing a spirit bomb of fantasies. Everyone is sacrificing their fantasy to the greater Mauricio Pochettino spirit bomb fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, look, I understand he's crazy. I understand he's kind of an asshole. I understand all of his tactics are outdated. I want Jose Mourinho.
Gotta bring Mourinho.
Give me Jose Mourinho and an Amazon documentary and let's roll.
Can you imagine him going off on MLS refs?
It's gonna be
yes,
great. It's gonna
I can,
be awesome.
Dude. It would be amazing.
Or him and like Caleb Porter, like getting into arguments.
Jose Mourinho. He is a special. I don't know the song.
Whoa.
James Powell's like fucking asshole.
Julian Herrera. Do the LA Galaxy need a new owner, or just replace Klein and fix the systemic problem?
A new owner is a very difficult question
because AG's got mad money.
Well, look, this is where we are.
I was gonna say it
as a club. What?
I was gonna say Nazi gold.
Oh. Well, they do. It's melted Nazi gold. Yeah, it's gold filling. So, this is that's the line. That's the line. Okay, all right. 3 years. I've been wondering where the line was. That's the line. Okay. Making fun of Phil Anschutz of all people.
No, gold teeth is the line. Yes.
Making fun of it's Uncle Phil. This is the problem. This is the problem. We don't like. There are things to dislike about AEG. I can understand disliking AEG, disliking the ownership group. They paid Zlatan $9 million. They paid him $9 million. And they found $1.5 million in the middle of the season when they didn't originally plan on it. Like a phone call got made, and that got worked out. And you're crazy if you think that $9 million wasn't worked out before he got on a plane. It's the same people that said we're going to pay Juan Pablo Angel's salary when he goes to Chivas USA, as long as he leaves because we need the DP spot. I mean, what more do you want? Like you may want a more active owner who is paying attention to results or who's paying attention to individual results. But when you get an ownership group that's paying attention to individual results, you get an ownership group that starts overreacting about individual results.
Manchester United.
Ben, you want to?
I'm not going to comment on that.
There you go. Yeah, how about that Sancho, huh? But this is why you got to support a team like Newcastle. Like you get anybody and you're happy. I'm not going to. There it is. I don't know, man. They pay Gio to leave.
That someone literally just put that in the cover.
Yeah, they dropped $6 million to make Gio leave so that you could keep the winger you wanted. Because it was actually about, if you remember, at the time, it was actually about keeping Alessandrini. Like, what do you want from him? Look, it's the same ownership group that spends $21.5 million on, kind of good players. Well, let's say they spent $16.5 million on kind of good players.
Bench players.
I'm still hoping Jonathan's going to be all right. Maybe one down season. Everybody has down seasons. Like, AEG puts money up where they think is going to work. That's what you want. Now, the decision makers between AEG and the people who are on the field, that's probably where you want to direct your ire a little bit. That's what I would say. Shadow presidents, actual presidents, that's, technical directors. That's probably where you want to direct your ire. But, on-field production is a piece of everything they do. This is the same ownership group that brought Marcelo Sarvas and Juninho back to be academy coaches. This is the same management staff that brought Cienfuegos in to be an academy, technical director. Like, this is the same front office staff that brought Kevin Hartman back after a long absence away from the club. Yes, there are a lot of things to dislike, and the on-field performance is a fuck ton of it. But you guys like a lot of the other things they do. We all need a greater separation between, or at least a very visible, clear separation between the decision makers of bringing a Sarvas to Juninho back in, a Kevin Hartman, Cienfuegos. You need a clear line of difference between that decision maker and we're signing Jorgen Skjelvik. And the problem is, for years they were one and the same. So you want to fix it? Short answer, yeah, it's the Klein brass. That's the quick answer. It's the Klein brass. But you just got to remember, there are a lot of things you like, and if they go, a lot of those things might stop happening. Like, it's part of their vision that we bring these guys back. Yeah, whether you agree with everything they do or not.
Okay, so
you
Max,
with a guy like Klein, who understands, like, Galaxy fans really love, like, the history of the club, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why you bring back a junior.
It took a while. It took a long time for him to get there.
So when you bring in another, backroom staff, are they going to have that same recognition?
You don't know.
And who knows?
Well, to a degree, it's also who you're trusting that will still be here to express how important someone like Juninho was. So, like, for example, for the current administration, for whatever they are, the current administration may be more inclined to go out and grab an AJ De La Garza if he's available and dirt cheap and a free agent, something like that, because they understand the connection.
Wasn't
AJ,
he?
What, free? What, before he went to Inter, yeah, but they don't want it. They don't want him right now. It's the whole thing. We'll talk. But this current group would understand, hey, there's going to be, there's a lot of goodwill that could be made in this guy because of the level of love. But you get somebody, you get a sporting director from the Netherlands or something, comes in and wants to start directing traffic and moving the pieces around. Well, I'll be real with you. It all comes down to how much you trust Adam Serrano to explain to that new guy how important someone like AJ is. Maybe on the case of AJ, I think he's going to get it right. I don't necessarily know that he would have gotten it right on maybe Sarvas,
I trust Adam Serrano to look that guy in the eye and tell him how important AJ is.
Not going to go there.
He's just going to leave it alone.
Not going to go there.
I mean, I'm sure he could do it from here. Was that? It was.
Right. Maxi Rodriguez said, okay, fire Klein. What Galaxy legend do you put in that spot?
As the president?
Yeah.
Donovan.
Lawless.
Dude, right there,
Donovan is the right answer.
Yeah, that is the only answer.
He's proven himself as a GM with, what was it, San Francisco Deltas? When they first year they won the NASL championship. He's currently with Sacramento, and I mean they've been consistently at the top of their game.
Well, he's gotten him into MLS.
So I would definitely, Donovan is the guy I would bring in for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the only right answer.
There really isn't anyone else.
Alberto Diaz, who is also like another weekly contributor, Wants to know what the fuck does Insua add to this team?
At least 2 goals a game. Good. Like he's good for at least giving up 2 goals a game.
I don't know, man. It's steadying.
There's not a drop off between him and like a Traore, really.
Having watched Didi Traore play, yes, there is, but I don't think it's enough. At this point, I would play Traore. Like at this point, but for me, at this point, I would play all the kids.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I play all the babies. Because what are you concerned about? Were you going to lose? Well, heavens to Betsy. Are you going to be late out of the blocks? Oh, the kids are going to be overwhelmed with the experience? Like, I don't understand, you know? Play the kids. Play Traore. I disagree. I think there is a drop-off between Insua and Traore. But it's not such a massive gulf that it ensures him a starting spot under his current form. It's not worth it.
I mean, I think had what was his name that got injured? He was brought back.
Danilo Acosta. He's almost back too.
Yeah, I think had he been healthy, I think he would have been starting in a lot of those games.
Probably. I mean, if GBS continues with his overall, meritocracy theme, but there's only so many of your guys that you're willing to bench because they're not working, and Insua is one of your guys. And given that they still haven't released a salary because they're probably expecting the players to take something of a price cut, if they ever
wasn't that what they agreed to?
But they haven't released the salaries all season.
Yeah.
The second one should have been out or should be out soon. So maybe they're just going to release an end of season one. But yeah, I mean, at some point you progress and you say, we're going to call time on these guys, move on.
I mean, there's only so many games left, so.
Yeah.
Lord Seabass, 14, wants to know, is GBS gone after the season?
Oh, I should have pulled up that. I didn't mean to pull up the poll. Ed, you should answer at great length while I try to find this poll.
Oh man, it's such a hard question.
Ed,
because
it's not a great length thing. It's a yes.
This is a solid length poll though.
Because here's the thing, you brought this up before, Chris, too. It's like it's Chris Klein's fifth coach in his tenure?
Third, technically.
Okay.
Technically, he started at Anolfo. So he'd be Anolfo, Ziggy.
Didn't he start with Bruce? Wasn't he technically the president while Bruce was still
hiring
there?
Bruce now?
No, not hiring Bruce, but he started while Bruce was.
He played under
coach.
Bruce.
Yeah, but he became president also while.
Oh
Bruce
yeah,
was
yeah.
still
Well,
coach.
but that's not his hire. That's hey, how about you don't fuck up the guy who's winning all the championships right now? You just sit quietly in the corner. He started at VP in 2012, so he would have literally came into a championship organization, which is a nice time to come in.
Do I think they should fire him? Yeah, I think you even brought up earlier. It's the whole unwillingness to play to his player strengths, to constantly play in a style that is obviously not working, and just hammered in every week to the detriment of the team. It's not gonna work. It's not working. But my concern is more of who are these guys? Who are the people that are hiring and firing these coaches? That's my concern.
That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
That's all that's actually going to matter is if you're GBS out, if you're Klein out, if you're whomever out, someone is replacing them. And you don't know that someone. Like there was a time Frank Yallop was that someone replacing the head coach.
Yeah.
There was a time Alexi Lawless was that president replacing someone. Ruud Gullit replaced someone. And there was those moments where you're like, this is it. This guy's going to work out, and it doesn't work out. Happens all the time.
I would actually like to see GBS stay and have like a Klein and all those. I would like them to go.
You'd like to keep GBS?
And if it meant like we'd get another president and the top FO people, yeah, I'd like to see GBS stay actually.
Why?
I think he can be good. If given the right players, and given the right
even though
situation.
he's shown no ability to adapt to this league.
I think he's competent enough where he can adapt if he's given the right players. But we've seen, like Chris said, 4 windows now where they've not brought in.
Oh, thank God! I finally found this fucking thing. So I posted a poll on October 5th. Thank you for vamping Edge. You did wonderfully. I posted a poll on October 5th. Ben with the assist.
Thank you.
Like fucking look at this guy over here. Just like give me credit. I did well.
Pussy ass bitch.
But I asked very simply. I'm trying to make. There we go. Trying to make very vanilla posts, and especially my polls, so that I don't sway anybody either way or hurt anybody's feelings. People are very sensitive nowadays. So I asked very simply: should the Galaxy fire GBS? Easy question. Should the Galaxy fire GBS? We had 3 options: yes, immediately, yes, at the end of the season, and no, I trust the process. This got 692 votes. No, it's a decent sample size. I think we've moved around. Yes, immediately had 27.3%. Yes, at the end of the season had 43.4%. And coming into a surprising second place, no, I trust the process, 29.3%.
I feel like those people are just fucking around though.
Out of almost 700 votes?
It's Twitter, bro.
That's a lot.
It's Twitter though.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude, that's surprising for Twitter. Twitter's never that positive, man.
Well, I don't think it's people necessarily trusting the process, but I think it's less about. I like to think it's people who are in your mindset of the issue isn't GBS, the issue is the people above him. To answer the question, I think he should be fired at the end of the season. I'm a proponent for firing a guy mid-season. My only issue with firing someone mid-season is that it will give, I imagine, it would give Dom Kinnear his second run at caretaker manager, which is going to increase the likelihood they give him the job. And I don't want them to give him the job. I want to move on from Dom.
James Powell says...
Well, he's the one who's supposed to be our defensive-minded coach, so...
I don't want a defensive-minded coach.
But I'm saying, like, you're giving up 15 goals in 5 games.
But
like,
you're missing the forest for the trees. This season's done. Don't go backwards. Don't go back to Dom. Don't go to an old MLS mentality. Don't go to a defensive-minded coach. We don't need a defensive-minded coach. We need someone who's going to come in, have the freedom to build out a program, to build out a platform for how they want to progress.
I know. I'm agreeing with
Didn't
you.
he just say he would take Mourinho, though?
I'm going to take Jose Mourinho. Yeah, build your fucking platform. Wait, you're mad at Jose Mourinho?
No, I'm just saying it doesn't get much more defensive than Mourinho.
Yeah, but it's Jose. I mean, come on. Whether he attacked,
entertainment alone.
whether he attacked or defended or just played 7 midfield, I don't care. It's Jose Mourinho. I mean, I don't want Jose Mourinho for his tactics. Just like you don't sign David Beckham because of his right foot. It's a nice addition, but it's not the reason you brought him here. Chicharito can score goals, but it's not really the reason we brought him here. Like I'll take all the extras, but it's not why we bought him. I want Jose for Jose. The special one is gone. I want Mo.
All right, so James Powell says, would you take Jurgen Klinsmann right now and fire GBS?
Oof.
No, fuck no, man. No, I don't. No.
No, it's short-sighted. Well, you know what the bigger issue is? You can fire GBS without getting Klinsmann. Like you could fire GBS and let Kinnear run out the rest of you could fire GBS and let Junior Gonzalez run out the rest of the season, and I would be fine. If Reno eliminates us on the 10th and we don't play against Colorado on the 10th and they fire GBS and Junior Gonzalez and G2 is done and they promote him to the first team and let him do caretaker, I got no problem with that. I got no beef with that. But there's a better option than defaulting to Jurgen.
He's a terrible coach. Please don't let that happen. Please don't let that happen. It's gonna happen.
Jared Franco makes it a point to say Clippers suck. So thank you, Jared.
Do you know what's worse?
They made it to the Western Conference semifinals.
No, you know what's worse when people go back on their bets. That's when.
Did you hear about this?
No,
I'm gonna let you talk about it because I'm not trying to get any smoke in my direction. I don't need this. I'm working on my inner peace. You going ahead? I'm gonna mute my mic.
We'll just leave it at that. People who know, and we'll just leave it at that.
And Trevor B, fuck you. That's it.
Ed fears Andrew.
Okay, so we also got. Let's see.
Right.
Mike in the live chats says, "What do we got to do to make the Galaxy Academy like La Masia? And what should the name be for the Galaxy Academy? Something that's not just Galaxy Academy?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I'll think about a name. Do you have does a name rattle off? The Legion of Doom. Metal.
Why does it have to have a name? What is it? Just Galaxy Academy.
Because you have I can't even really think of academies around the world. I think of
I think that's like the only one.
well, there's La Masia. There's what is it? Clairefontaine in France. It's like the big academy in France. Like all the big French players come through there. Yeah, Galaxy Academy's fine. I think Galaxy Academy's fine. Galaxy Young Boys with a Z, so it's extreme.
Young Boys with an X at the end.
There you go. It's silent.
Yeah.
Or you mean like for the Latinx?
Well, no, like Xena.
Is it Latin X or like Latinx?
Latinx.
Latinx?
No, like
Latin
X.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if Latin, the language,
Yes.
became Muslim and shook off the shackles of its slave name and became,
I was like, wait, where's he going with this? And then it clicked in my head.
and became Latin X. You like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Why is everybody against that? My version is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Is that's not what it is?
No, it's definitely not what it is, but it's fine.
It should be. It's way better.
It's definitely better than what it is.
All right, I don't want to get into this. We'll just leave it. I know. All I know is it makes people really mad, and I'm trying to avoid all that shit in my life.
Yeah, no, we're going to do that. Benjamin, is that all the questions for us today?
There were some on Twitter, weren't there?
There's a couple on Twitter.
Do you want to pull up the Twitter real quick,
I'll
Ed?
pull them up real quick.
I'm trying to. Andrew wants to come on, so I'm trying to hook
Like
up
right
with
now,
Andrew.
right now?
Because
Yeah.
he wants to yell at us.
He wants to yell at you.
You yell at me?
Nah, he wants to yell at Ed.
Why me? I didn't
What's
do-
important is he doesn't want to yell at me, and that's all. That's all that's important. I haven't done anything wrong
I
today.
didn't do anything. You're crazy.
Are you calling him?
I'm gonna call him. Yeah.
All right. This one from our good friend Bixby. Considering Leggett is on a somewhat of a hot streak, not anymore. Do you think Galaxy retain his services at the end of the season or move him on to another club? Also, Chicha! That's in his tweet.
Chicha! Does that come through on the microphone? I don't listen to this.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Carlos in the chat says Latinx means Latino X-Men.
Latino X-Men? Yes. Oh, we're so gonna get in trouble.
It's fine. You know, back to the question. I'm all about selling high, which it should have been like 2-3 years ago when we got some money off of Legit.
Oh, the Leave on a Free Academy. The Bossman Academy. The Bossman Free Academy.
Leave on a Free Academy.
Leave on a Free Academy. Yeah.
Love it.
Are we making a phone call?
Yeah, this is Andrew.
Yo,
What up, dude?
Hello, sir.
why don't you just pick up the first time? I'm out on my fire and passion,
I told
and
you.
now it's like subdued.
I told you good luck on. Oh, he hung up on him. Oh,
my God.
That's not gonna be good.
He wasn't even mad at you. You don't care? Wow.
Nah, man.
Drop the call. The producer's over here.
That's good. That's good content
The
creation.
scenes.
I love you, Andrew.
Oof.
Oh my
Anyways, Legit. Sell him at the end of the season.
If we can get a buyer for him, yeah. And this is my main thing. I want to create as much room. I want to create as much room and as much money as possible for whoever comes in to replace GBS. Open spots on the field. If I think Legit is a sell high at this point, even no matter how the rest of the season goes, I think he's a sell high. But if we can create some room, some cash, some allocation money room for a new administration to come in and build out the system they want, I'm all about it. I would move him on given the opportunity.
And from Madam Serrano, he asks, who would you like to see replace GBS? And then under him, someone suggesting Landon Donovan is showing he can work well with minor league quality players. Would you take a Landon Donovan as your head coach?
This is a I'm gonna let Ben answer this question. Would you take Landon Donovan as your head coach?
No,
Was there a reason?
I wouldn't take Landon as head coach.
He's too woke for Ben. Too lib.
What are they?
He's too lib for Ben.
He's got all those lib tears.
Yeah.
Exactly. Too many tears.
Too many tears.
I heard him. I think he called Landon a libtard or something like that.
So, I don't think you're supposed to say that.
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
yeah,
though.
I don't think you're supposed to say
No,
that.
I'm saying he said
That's
it.
at Ed the Zombie
I think
13.
they assume he says it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to
Well, I
say
said
it.
that's why I heard him say it.
Latin X-Men sounds fantastic.
Would you
Yeah.
Would you take Landon as a coach?
No.
Because I wouldn't. No.
No, I wouldn't take Landon as a coach. And I enjoy his project down in San Diego. He should be focused on his project down in San Diego. I think too much. It's weird because I don't feel the same way about Robbie Keane. And like Robbie is an ex-player, is an ex-attacking player, and young in his coaching career. Landon just seems like he comes with a lot of baggage. Like Landon seems like he comes with more things than just Landon Donovan as a head coach. And so I all due respect to the man, but
Would you take Robbie right now?
fuck you. I would lose. I said it's the beginning of the year. I would lose for multiple seasons with Robbie Keane as the head coach. And we'd be like, hey man, he's figuring it out. I'm gonna give him time, he's figuring it out.
Trust the process.
Trust the process, bro.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. You just gotta give me somebody that I'm willing to trust the process with.
Yeah.
What about you, Ed?
Take Landon? No. It's too early in his coaching career. Is he
What's-
calling again?
He's trying to call my cell. Yeah.
Let him on, dude. We got.
I'll call him back. Andrew, I'm calling you back.
But there's one right answer to who the Galaxy should hire to replace GBS.
Who's that?
And I don't know how to pronounce his name.
If he talks shit, I'm hanging up on him.
Oh, you're talking about
Andrew,
Piojo?
Yes.
they talked me into calling you back. Go ahead.
his finger slipped.
Oh, did they? Did they talk you into calling me back? Just don't ever ask me to come on the show again. Be like, we need somebody at fucking Wednesday at 6 p.m. Asshole. Motherfucker.
I'm your husband.
Now I don't even know what the fuck. Now I don't even know what the fuck I was mad about. Now I'm just mad at Ben. I'm just mad at Ben.
He's like the Hulk.
Well, we're
I'm
sorry.
just
Andrew.
mad at Ben, and I'm also mad that Ben called Mourinho, basically compared Mourinho to Dominic Kinnear.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's insane. And then also I'm mad that Ed was like, oh, I think GBS could be good, which is dumb because if you
could
watch
be.
anything in this season,
Well,
and if you've seen GBS's tactics,
agree with
it's
you.
the same thing every fucking week.
I
We
don't
lose
know-
every fucking week.
I don't understand what brings
Anyways,
you to believe
I'm
that
done.
GBS
I'm over
is
it. I'm
good.
over it.
Nothing.
Sun's getting real low, buddy.
He's gone. He hung up.
Perfect. If you didn't say anything, it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Sun's getting real low, buddy.
Look, I'm not saying it's a smart idea. It's an idea.
Keeping GBS?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the only way to keep him and make it work is to remove the brain trust at the top.
That's what I said, though.
Yeah.
Like, I would keep him if it meant, like,
But that
we
also
lose Klein
means,
and all them,
but
and we can get
I
somebody
think to
to-
Andrew's point, what has he shown you this year? Like, roster aside, with the pieces he has, what has he shown you that would lead you to believe if you gave him $10 million of other players, he's going to be like, he doesn't change his formation, he doesn't change his tactics, plays the exact same way. Like, I don't want to give him more money.
Yeah.
Like, I would
Look, I'm not. If he was fired tomorrow, they would announce, like, okay, that's cool.
I don't. Yeah, I. You know what's weird? If he was fired tomorrow, and he is the sitting active, coach of the LA Galaxy, if he was fired tomorrow, I think I would care and pay attention less than I did when Kurt Onalfo was fired, and I don't know why. And he's been in there twice as long as Onalfo was.
Well, because I think you had much higher expectations of
That's true.
a GBS than a Kurt Onalfo.
That's true. Which yeah, coming in, I knew Kurt wasn't going to be really much of anything.
He had no experience. I mean, he had experience coaching bad teams, and never having a winning team.
It was never good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was never good enough to be a head coach.
So I don't know. What's up?
I just love it. I'm just thinking about Andrew, man. I love Andrew.
Sun's getting real low, buddy. Real low.
All right. Anything else before you get out of here?
Yeah. Upcoming game is likely, not likely, but may get canceled.
More than likely.
10-10 game. After that, I had looked up the schedule and now I don't remember it. Because I don't look up the schedule prior to the show because I'm not good at podcasting. San Jose Wednesday, the 14th at 7:30, likely be the next game. Galaxy are currently on a 5-game losing streak. Ed, when was the last time we hit a 6 spot in a row?
Oh,
You got to go way back. Not way back, but you got to go back.
2004.
6.
Yeah, I was going to say 6.
6, yeah. June 3rd, 2006 was the last time the Galaxy lost 6 games in a row. Our roster back then, how many do you think you can name? It's a quick game, real quick game, just the two of you.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Of the roster from June 3rd, 2006, last time the Galaxy lost 6 games in a row. Just name me a starting 11.
Ooh.
Can I go first?
This is both of you. You're going to alternate. No.
Okay.
Ed gets to go first.
Keeper is Hartman.
Correct.
Chris Albright.
Did not play.
Damn. He was on the roster back then.
Onyewu.
I'm
sorry.
Never on the
No,
Galaxy.
no. I'm thinking
No, yeah,
Ugo Melu.
Yeah,
Ugo
Ihamalu.
Ihamalu.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Sorry.
Ugo did start, yes.
I'll say it was Ty Harden part of that team?
Ty Harden was not on that team.
Hercules Gomez.
Oh, so it was
Hercules Gomez. Oh, you're getting
so it
fucking
was- what's his
smoked
name?
here.
fucking Tyrone Marshall.
Tyrone Marshall did start. My old arch enemy from back then also played.
Oh, fuck.
Troy Roberts.
Troy Roberts,
Fuck
yeah.
Troy Roberts. We had Kevin Hartman.
Saragossa.
Marcelo Saragossa did
Yeah.
play. He started.
That
You're
was
getting
a good
smoked
call.
over here.
What about Nagamura?
Paulo Nagamura is on the roster. Back to you, Ed. You've already killed him. There's no way he can catch up. It's terrible. You may as well give it up. Kevin Hartman, Todd Donovan.
Landon.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Landon.
Landon did not play. Probably on international duty.
Yeah.
June 2006. He'd be at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Kevin Hartman, Todd Donovan, Ugo Ihamalu, Tyrone Marshall, Nathan Sturgis, Hercules Gomez, Kyle Martino, Paulo Nagamura, Marcelo Saragossa, Alan Gordon, Quavis Kirk, John Wolniak.
Quavis Kirk.
Wolniak, rather, thank you.
The oldest looking 29-year-old
Yeah.
ever.
I always associate him with the Red Bulls, and I always forget he was on the Galaxy. Unused substitution, Steve Cronin, Benjamin Bettinson, Mark Birch, Josh Gardner, and Dan Palladini. The more you know.
What a list. What a list.
Yeah. Murderer's Row over here.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. All right. Anything else before we get out of here, boys?
A little housekeeping. The 20.
Ben's leaving the show.
Yeah. The 21st. It'll probably just be you guys on Skype if you guys are gonna do a show.
Oh shit!
Otherwise,
Thank
it
you
won't
for
be on
reminding
that night. Also, just like the Galaxy, we're having a used equipment sale. If you are a podcaster who say needs a mic arm, a microphone, other stuff, I'm clearing out some of the old stuff that we had. So hit me up on Twitter at DT Radio Ben if you're interested.
Oh, that reminds me. Someone hit me up on Twitter asking for your DM or your Twitter handle because they're going to start a podcast. But remind me after we get
There
the
you
show.
go.
All right.
Also, next Wednesday, we are being joined by a very special guest. Our good buddy Angel from Straight from the Stands is going to sit in with us, and we're going to do a rundown, full episode as normal. Hopefully there are games like normal, but at a minimum we'll be covering the G2 game. Angel is joining the Air Force, right, and getting ready to ship off. He is one of the co-hosts on Straight from the Stands. He just signed off with them for his last episode because I think the last of his training kind of conflicts with their recording schedule. So he'll be in here next Wednesday. We're going to do Know Your History, regular show as normal, and kind of give Angel an opportunity to talk to our listenership and tell his Galaxy story and his progress.
It'll follow directly after the San Jose game, so that'll be fun.
Yeah. Should be a good time.
It should be a good time. All right. Oh, and then I want to give a big shout out to Kevin Fitzsimmons, old school Larzer. He's moving up to Northern California, the Napa. And he gave us a bunch of
We got to move
Galaxy
some of these
stuff.
things. It's blocking the keg.
So big shout out to Kevin. We'll be putting that stuff up around the studio. So give him a shout out and best of luck up there in Napa. Good time to be moving up there.
Nicknaming this place the Kevin Fitzsimmons Memorial Podcast Studio.
Not dead. We know definitively. We know he's not dead.
We'll see. It's Central California. It's practically the same thing. But Buck, will miss you. You've to me you've always been one of my Galaxy uncles. I don't know if he knows this, but it's like him, Medium Bill, like all these old school guys. We had genuinely talked about having the old school Larzers on here to kind of tell stories from back in the day, maybe in this upcoming offseason. Kevin definitely would have been near the top of the list. But we have spoken to him, and whenever he is back down in LA, he's going to come in the studio. We're going to do a show together. And hopefully he can just share some of the old stories from back in the day from, before there were podcasts about teams and, supporters groups going away to every match and all that type of craziness. So giving us a view into what is now referred to as MLS 1.0 as someone who just looks at all of it as MLS. So it should be a good time. Kevin, we're going to miss you. You're a good man. You're a good buddy. And I've always appreciated your friendship and counsel, sir. So going to miss you. Be well.
Be well, sir. On that note, we will be getting out of here. Benjamin, where can they find you on the social, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at DTRadioBen or at OldManBen3, your choice. You can email the show at RiotSquadcast.com. It'd be nice to get something besides Russian spam.
Yeah, but it's the best kind of spam.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Tucker, where can they find you on the socials, man?
At ZeroCool138 on Twitter. That's pretty much it, I think.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at EdTheZombie13. You can find the show, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just search Riot Squadcast. You can join us live on Wednesday nights on YouTube.com/Riot Squadcast. That's where the heat is. That's where the fire is.
Ooh.
That's where you get all the Andrew angry rants and him calling us dumb and stupid for opinions.
Yeah, right now he's saying you look tired because of all the drugs you're
you're
taking to believe that GBS will be good with an additional $10 million. And I don't disagree with him.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're an adult, man.
Hey, I disagree. I don't think he looks that tired.
I'm very tired.
You look
Just
tired.
don't look it.
You look tired. You look like shithead. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you look terrible.
Because that's what people are really saying when they say you look tired.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're you look worse than I'm used to seeing you normally.
Yeah.
It's that. And are you okay? You okay, man?
Like, and I'm having a good day. I found $5 on the street. Oh man.
But make sure you're following us on socials.
Like
Make
you're
sure you're
dying.
sharing the posts. We would appreciate the guys.
Shit.
You okay?
Yeah, I made a list of Galaxy content creators.
Shout them out real quick.
Yeah, I don't have enough time. Counter Cult, Simply Soccer. I always do because it's top of mind.
1 2 Threads.
1 2 Threads. Yeah.
Eleazar House.
Pintestrial. That one. That's great. Yeah, a bunch of. I'm not gonna be able to pull this up in time. But check out all the people who do shit for the Galaxy on their own dime and on their own goddamn time. Because the team is terrible, but they got to find a way to still enjoy talking to all of you about the team that they love more than anybody else. Stop bullying players. Be nice to everybody. Be nice to each other. Call your front office. Those are the people you're actually fucking mad at because they keep goddamn burning money like it's nothing. They're useless, a lot of them. I'm sick of all of them, Ed. Ben, nice to see ya. Ed, nice to see ya. I wish the Galaxy would stop being terrible. Watch the second team on Saturday. It was 6 o'clock, was it? 6 o'clock, Reno, 1868. It's going to be okay. Bye.
Fuck you, Brian. Suck
Tired of this shit, man.